Bingo! No, for real. The name of our story today for our first reading test is Bingo. Before we get into it, we're going to take a look at what our essay is for today. It says Bingo and Tomorrow are told from different points of view. Identify the point of view of each passage and tell how each type shares information about the characters. Support your answers with clear text evidence. Still working on just one of those. You choose either Bingo or Tomorrow, and then we're going to write our essay. We'll do it, set it up the same way with some topic sentence, and then 3 key details followed up by this text evidence and concluding sentence. Here we go. Bingo. Cool. They're using dogs to help find people after the earthquake. I called while reading the newspaper. I wish I could go and help. But what were the chances of my parents letting me go to South America? Real setting, right? So we have our realistic fiction here. I slumped on the couch in discouragement. It wasn't fair. I'd already spent many hours picking up trash in the parks and collecting food for hungry families. Now I wanted to do something grand, something spectacular enough to be on the news. I'm catching a lot of eyes here. I think our main character here is writing in first person point of view. And I see he's a little disappointed that he didn't get to do something spectacular. Discouraged was a word he used. Maybe we want to use that for one of our proofs of how he feels. Jacob, Mom called. There, now we know our character's name. It's time to go. Great. Instead of becoming famous, I was going with Mom to visit great Aunt Beth at the nursing home. Aunt Beth had pneumonia. Now that's an illness that affects your lungs. An illness that affects your lungs. Oh, that's the definition of it. A few weeks ago, she was feeling better now and was breathing easily. Thankfully, she would be going home soon. Now I really like my aunt, but I still don't want to spend all Saturday morning at a nursing home. When we arrived at the nursing home, we found Aunt Beth in the dining hall playing bingo. Mom, I whispered, I don't want to play. Jacob, Aunt Beth cried happily as she waved me over. I sighed and walked over to my aunt as I pulled out a chair for me to give me one of her bingo cards. No cheating, young man, someone shouted accusingly. A frowny, grumpy man sat on the other side of Aunt Beth. Was he blaming me for not playing fair? The game hadn't even started yet. Anyways, the man bellowed, you'll soon be bored to death here. We don't have those fancy gadgets you young ones use all the time. Don't mind Dave, Aunt Beth whispered. He's hard of hearing still. I do not appreciate what Dave had said. I didn't like his comments, so I was not at all happy. Now we know how he feels, right? I wanted to shout back that I didn't cheat at games. Besides, I don't even have a cell phone. Wait, I'll show that guy. Can I have another bingo card, please? I asked my aunt. The old man grumbled something about cards costing $0.25. Aunt Beth fished $1 out of her pocket to buy some more cards. Soon I was playing 5 bingo cards, and I was determined to beat him without cheating. At last the caller said, "Oh, 62," and I happily yelled, "Bingo!" Here's another way how he feels. Dave turned to the man sitting next to him and yelled, "You know, I kind of like this boy." My mouth dropped open. Then Dave leaned over to me and said, "So, do you think you could beat me at a more challenging game like chess?" "Uh-oh, I have never played chess," I mumbled. "I could teach you," Dave said, with a wink. So this was the old grouchy guy. Now he's kind of kind. Aunt Beth is going home the day after tomorrow," I told him. "I won't be coming here anymore." "You don't think you could learn chess, huh?" Dave shouted, raising his eyebrows. I thought for a second. "I could ride my bike here. It's not that far." Mom smiled at me. So it looks like he kind of likes the old guy now. "Okay then," Dave said. "I'll see you next Saturday. Same time, same place." As Mom and I left, Dave couldn't stop smiling. Neither could I, even though I wouldn't be on the evening news. All right, so the kid really wanted to be on the evening news and go all the way to South America and try to help find people that were buried in an earthquake. And here what he found out is he made a difference right in his own community. All right, with that in mind, let's take a look at our questions. Now, I didn't have an answer key with myself here at home today, so you're going to have to fill them out on your answer key. Have your answer key out beside you, just like we normally do. It should be in your packet. Read the following sentence from the passage. "No cheating, young man," someone shouted accusingly. A frowning, grumpy man sat on the other side of Aunt Beth. Was he blaming me for not playing fair? The game hadn't even started yet. Anyways, the man bellowed, "You'll soon be bored to death here. We don't have any of those fancy gadgets you young ones use all the time." What does the word bellowed mean? There it is right there. There's a bunch of context clues in here to help you. Reread it if you have it. Does it mean to point out? Does it mean to complain? Does it mean to notice quietly? Or does it mean to speak in a loud voice? Number 2, read this sentence from the passage. "I slumped on the couch in discouragement. It's not fair." Which word means almost the same as discouragement in the sentence above? Discouragement. Confused, disappointment, discomfort, or weakness. Number 3, what is Jacob's problem at the beginning of the passage? He has a sick aunt. He met a mean man. He does not know how to play chess. He does not want to go to the nursing home. Okay, number 4. Aunt Beth had pneumonia, an illness that affects your lungs, a few weeks ago. She was feeling better now and was breathing. Pneumonia is an illness, such as a cold, caused by ammonia, that usually causes death, that affects your breathing. If you know what your lungs do, that should make this one very easy. Number 5. If the passage was written from Krabby Dave's point of view, the reader would know that chess is fun to play, Dave isn't as cranky as he seems, bingo is Aunt Beth's favorite game. If it was written from Aunt Beth, you know what she thinks. Jacob wants to do something spectacular. Alright, so now what does Dave know? 6. Who is the narrator of this passage? Dave? Obviously not. Jacob, Aunt Beth, or Jacob's mom? Number 7. Which of the following best describes the theme of this passage? There are simple ways to make a difference in the lives of others. Playing games can make grumpy people nicer. It's important to follow the rules of games. Nursing homes are fun places to visit. What's the lesson, the theme? Number 8. Read this sentence from the passage. "No cheating, young man," someone shouted accusingly. A frowning, grumpy man sat at the other side of Aunt Beth. Was he blaming me for not playing fair? What does accusingly mean in the sentence below? In a loud way? In a correct way? In a happy way? In a blaming way? When you accuse somebody of something, what is it? Number 9. Read this sentence from the passage. "Still, I did not appreciate what Dave had said. I didn't like his comments, so I was not at all happy." What does appreciate mean in the sentence above? To figure out, to like, to not understand, to make a comment. Now this says not appreciate, so appreciate would be the positive form of not appreciate. So think about one of those that's positive. I appreciate you. I appreciate the work you do. What does that mean? And number 10. What evidence from the text shows how Jacob's feelings about Dave changed? You know, I kind of like this boy. I want to shout back that I did not cheat. I was determined to beat this old man without cheating. As Mom and I left, Dave couldn't stop smiling. Neither could I. Now both F and I sounded pretty good, but this would be how Dave feels. So that one's out. We're trying to figure out how Jacob, the main character, feels. All right, guys. First story down. First 10 questions down. Our second story is entitled Tomorrow. Take a little break and come on back.